Hello, my name is Cassandra Robles, and today my group and I will be discussing why we believe asking for Facebook passwords from job interviewers should be banned in all of the United States. On September 27th of 2012, California forbidden employers from requiring or requesting an employer applicant for employment to disclose a username or password for the purpose of accessing personal social media. According to an article on Forbes, they believe employers already know it's a good idea to check job candidates' Facebook pages to make sure there aren't any horrible red flags there. The reddest flags for the most employers seem to be drugs, drinking, bad mouthing, former employees, and lying about one's qualification. Although some people may think that in some cases it's always better to check and be safe, we believe it is an invasion of privacy and people are entitled to their private lives. No one should be concerned if there is no serious issue. Should personal life be relevant to work? We believe it shouldn't. It is an invasion of privacy and even illegal in some states. It can cause a great worker to be turned down, and one can even become biased over the things they would have never known if they wouldn't have investigated in the first place. Why would you give a job interviewer your username and password to your social network? Keep in mind this is someone you don't know as well. California shouldn't be one of the few states that prohibits this. As the people of the United States, we should live under the same law that requires our privacy not just for our sake, but for the good of the job as well. Many people could be taken back by this and not even bother to apply for the job simply because they don't want people to know or knowing about their personal life and interests.
Social network has become a really huge part of society where everyone can stay connected at all times. It would be impossible not to reach people or stay in contact with people without all these social networks and the way our technology is today. We are so connected that the things we put out for the world to see is more than enough. Too much information that it shows a person's personality so well that when someone goes in for an interview for a job, being asked for your Facebook email and password will be asked. Social networks like Facebook do not hold anything back. Once any type of information is placed on the internet, it cannot be taken back. In Why Asking for a Job Applicant's Facebook Password is Fair Game by Alfred Edmond Jr., it is stated, quote, "For what it's worth, Facebook's terms of rights and responsibilities forbids users from sharing their passwords. In probably 99% of such cases, if a potential employer made such a request, my answer would be, no, I will not share my password," unquote. It's a personal boundary that is being tested. As it is one of Facebook's policies where sharing a password shouldn't even happen. There is a time where to be serious and a time where to relax. In cases where being asked for your Facebook information or any other social media information will be asked, it is not fair to the person. Once someone clocks out of work, it is their business to do what they want and shouldn't feel the need to be putting on this mask even on their own time. It is an invasion of privacy and shouldn't be crossed.
It is very alarming the reported incidents of employers forcing their applicants, or sometimes their current employee, to reveal their passwords when applying for jobs. If you are a Facebook user or any other social media, you should never be obligated and most importantly forced to share your password, let anyone else into your account, or do anything that might jeopardize the security of your account, but also violate the privacy of your friends. Although employers might argue that they are only protecting their business and would do anything to keep it clean by performing background checks, we believe that giving up your personal information is such an extreme measure to take. By doing so, they are not only degrading the right to privacy of their current, future employees, but also those affiliated with the person via their friends list. In a Yahoo article, Facebook Password Privacy Amendment Defeated, efforts by Congress to block employers from requiring employees or potential employees to surrender their password for Facebook and other social media networks hit a stumbling block Wednesday, when a Facebook User Protection Amendment submitted by Representative Ed Perlmutter of Colorado did not pass the House of Representatives. Despite the loss of this amendment to protect employee rights with their personal information, It is a relief to hear that Facebook has different take on their users' right to privacy. But the point cannot be emphasized enough, that taking this action is such an unnecessary step. It is not only invading one's privacy, but also the people who are on their friends list. Aaron Agin, Facebook's chief privacy officer, quoted, "Facebook takes your privacy seriously. We'll take the action to protect the privacy and security of our users, whether by engaging policymakers or, where appropriate, by initiating legal actions, including by shutting down applications that abuse their privileges." It gives many people who seek employment, while at the same time seeking to keep their private information, relief that Facebook acknowledges the current situation and are doing whatever they can to stop this practice.
It is needless to say that it should be on the employer's priority list to make sure that the person they're hiring is reliable and, in more ways than one, dependable. However, there is a fine line between being politically correct and simply being paranoid. Drastic actions should be taken if no concern arises. What my group and I have come across is that it is an invasion of privacy to be asked for your username and password. And no one would feel comfortable in any matter when being asked that question to give up that personal information. It is a boundary that shouldn't be crossed, shouldn't be tested, and yes, people stay connected with social network, whether it be with friends or family. Feel free to just post things without the need or the feeling of being watched, making sure that whatever it is you post won't affect your job or your career. So the blame is on social networking, where you're allowed to give out all sorts of information, and it's information you probably wouldn't share. And, since it's a social networking site, it's fun, you're with your friends and family, but at the same time, it really shouldn't be asked upon someone to give up their username and password, because that is during their own time, that is during their own personal events, their own personal life. There's a difference between life at work and life at home, and someone shouldn't be serious 24/7, shouldn't feel like they're being watched 24/7, they should just feel relaxed. In general, once they're out of work, work is work. Now, put yourself in that situation where you're being asked to give up your username and password. You would hesitate and you would think about it. Of course, you wouldn't want anyone snooping around through your account. That is your own personal stuff, your own personal messages, and conversations you have with certain people. With that being said, when given an interview, it shouldn't be allowed for someone to give up their username and password, and it shouldn't be allowed for someone to ask for their username and password.